All right, guys, we're here with another episode of Real Talk. You got, as you found out, we had a moment of silence because I'm challenged. Let's just say that. That's what my mom would say. We just wanted to come at you again with another live cast today, and where we come together and we talk about biblical topics and situations and try to sharpen each other. And we just do to bounce these ideas and understandings off of each other. And it's not preaching at you. It's we're sharing in this conversation with you. As like I said, we're sharpening each other, and we just like you guys to go to our page at onedigitalchurch.com, where you can see our different links. There's a link tree there to show you the different facets of ministry that we're involved in. We do a gaming live stream. We try to do it twice a week, and it's just been an enjoying thing to do. Last couple times I've done it with my son, and we was getting them wins because that's what we do. But it was just a fun thing, and it's a good, wholesome experience where we come together and have a clean, wholesome gaming experience where we can not have all the chaos and craziness sometimes that can be involved in it. There's a way that you can go and subscribe to our Facebook page as well as Discord, and so we have a couple different ways that you can get to us, even for, prayer about different things. What would you like to hear about next on the live cast? What games would you like us to do on the gaming stream? Pong. Yeah, yes. We got to go back old school. Exactly. We're dating ourselves a little bit.
Fine. We'll bring it forward a little bit. How about Mario Brothers?
All right, we'll do Super Mario.
Yeah.
I might have to do that.
Or Sonic.
Sonic ain't bad. That ain't bad. But no, there's ways to get to all of those different facets of it, as well as being able to donate to this ministry so we can keep things going, so we can keep the lights on, so to speak. We have an operational budget that's around $600 a month, and we're working through the process of becoming a real boy. We're going through the whole process to make everything legit, 501c3 and all that. And obviously, that those things cost. So right now, we have an operational budget of about $600 a month that you can see a running total on. And, and we're far, far behind, as Pastor Kyle just said. So we just, if you guys like what we're doing, take a moment out to donate to it, because it really helps us keep this ministry going, and we just want to do what God has called us to do. I believe that everybody that's a part of it, we have one goal. We're trying to connect the church together and just do our part. If God has made us a foot, we want to be a good foot. We don't want to be the hand. We don't want to be the head. We don't want to be anything else. We just want to be the foot. We want to get in the lane that God has called us to, and we want to rock it out. Mm-hmm. We just want to do the best we can at it. And we can't get to do it without you guys' support. Even more so, pray. Because, God owns the cattle on 1,000 hills, and, if he happens to want to, send one our way, then he can. And if you want to be the vessel through which he makes that blessing come, then we'd appreciate it. Subscribe, share these videos, because we're all dealing with these things in some facet or another. And so we want to just be able to do that as well. I mean, this may touch you, or some of these messages may touch somebody else that you know of. And it's not about, preaching at somebody a certain topic or whatever, but we normally deal with topics that we deal with. So it's not like we can be looking down on anybody, because believe me, I'm the worst. I'm the worst out of all. So
neither one of us will cast the first stone.
No. I'm hiding those stones, because I don't. Because what they say, you throw a stone, you can be ready to get one thrown back. And some people like Randy Johnson, they could throw them pretty good. So so it's not about that. We just come together and trying to help each other out. And so we just getting at you today. Should have said this in the beginning, but my name, Henry Roman, and I have my...
As always, Graydon.
Just Graydon. He goes by one name. He's the artist formerly known as Graydon.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, no, but Graydon comes. He's stepped in and he's been a tremendous help to us. Just like-minded guy, loves the Lord, and he just helps to bring another dynamic to this live cast. So we try to put guests on, or we were calling it early on the hot seat, but now Pastor Kyle had to step away for a moment to take care of some things on his end. So Graydon stepped in to be more of on a more ongoing basis right now.
Yeah.
So just giving you a little background and how we do things. But today we want to deal with the topic of, is this what you should be doing? And this is basically the story of Mary and Martha, and how the interaction comes, and how we can necessarily be busy doing life, busy doing whatever, but we really have to question ourselves and wonder why, is what I'm doing the important thing? Is what I'm doing the thing that's going to fulfill me? Am I doing the thing that's going to bring life? Not just even to myself, but those around me. Is it going to promote life and betterment, and even self, rising up where you can get to a higher place? And so sometimes the busyness, we look like we're doing a lot, and we may be doing a lot. We may be serving, but are we really being fruitful at the thing that we're being called to? Yes. And so that passage is basically Luke 10:38 through 42. And had to turn that switch on. You see that? I'm going to date myself. See, like there's a movie called Over the Top. And when you turn the hat around, that was like a switch. So I'm going to turn that switch on. At least I'll be messed up in the head or something like that. No, but we're gonna get into this. So it basically starts in 38. And it says, "Now as they went on their way, Jesus entered a certain village where a woman named Martha welcomed him as a guest. She had a sister named Mary who sat at the Lord's feet and listened to what he said. But Martha was distracted with all the preparations she had to make. So she came to him and said, 'Lord, don't you care that my sister has left me to do all the work alone? Tell her to help me.' But the Lord said and answered her, 'Martha, Martha, you are worried and troubled about many things, but one thing is needed. Mary has chosen the best part, and it will not be taken away from her.'" So what this story really says is, really, Martha wasn't doing anything wrong. She was doing what was culturally and just being a good host, I guess, doing the things that were necessarily appropriate. Right? She was busy getting about the work to make her guests comfortable, to make sure Jesus ate.
Just like we would if we had someone over at our house for something.
Right.
We make sure all the time that they're, "Oh, you need a new drink? Here.
Right,
I'm
yeah.
getting up. Here, let me do that for you. Oh, here, sit here. Put your feet up for a little while."
Right, yeah.
We do
We
that
slide the ottoman over.
Yeah. Well, like you said, it's the same thing. She was just doing it. "Oh, I have a guest in my house. Here, let me just do this." But it wasn't just any normal guest.
Right.
Yeah. So
that's the caveat, right?
Yeah.
So the caveat is basically is knowing whose presence you're in, right? So it's like, say the president, your senator, your congressperson came, your pastor came to your house. That's different from, it is and it isn't. Like, it's like this. It's, if someone comes in of high priority, now you treat that a little bit different. You pull out the good china, if you have it. You get out the glass cups instead of the plastic ones.
I take out the Dixie plates with the little designs on them.
Right.
Or the plastic ones that I buy from Walmart that are just plastic round plates.
Yeah, you bring out the spoons and forks that are plastic, but they shiny.
Yeah. The Dollar
They're gold tone.
The Dollar Tree or Party City ones that look like actual silverware. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But now, if I was eating, I'm gonna grab the cheapest foam plate I can find that I can easily just throw in the trash after I'm done.
Here, Henry,
And
here's the paper towel.
I know, right? Yeah, exactly. So it's like, but the thing is, Martha was doing everything that was needed.
Yeah.
She was probably, cooking, wiping things down, straightening things up, because she was involved in all of the preparation for that event to happen.
And not just that, it wasn't just Jesus. We don't know how many were with him.
Right. Because he would have had an entourage.
Oh, we probably. Let's just assume 12 more. So she has a house full of people.
Right.
More
Which gives
so,
gravity to what she's doing.
Which is why she kind of scolds Mary. Hey, Master, have her help me.
Right.
There's this many, I can see her. There's this many of you guys here. Have her help me.
Right. And to the other side of it is that's a thing that adds a multiplier to that care. Yeah. Now, if she was just caring for Jesus, maybe she only put, one duck in the oven, or whatever it might have been. I don't know. But whatever she was cooking and preparing, she was making for basically 3, right? But if she had 12 more, then she's obviously making that time multiple. So she's making a lot of food for a lot of people. She's doing a lot of stuff for a lot of people, preparing places to sit for a lot of people. Placemats, whatever it might have been. She's multiplying that by however many people it is.
Exactly.
So the Bible doesn't speak on that because that's really not the point. But I think that adds a tremendous context, though, because now we get to see the weight of all of the stuff that was on her shoulders.
You have to look into it in context-wise. Like most of the stories Jesus tells are from a standpoint of the people at that time what they would know.
Right, exactly.
You look at the story that precedes that of the Good Samaritan. He just got done teaching. He tells the story about who's the one person who comes to the guy's aid. The Samaritans. Who were they? They were the ones despised by the. Despised by them.
That's the one thing that is really unique about the stories that are used is because all of them are using plain context from the time.
Exactly.
So if you look at the woman at the well, right? There's some contextual, there's some norms that are there that exist that people would have easily understood from that time.
Oh, yeah.
Because they would have known that place wasn't a great place for a woman of her type. Let's just say type at that well with the other women, because she would have probably gotten belittled. She'd have been talked about. She'd have been ridiculed. So she's at the well at a time where probably other women wouldn't have been there. Why? Because she's trying to fit in those cultural norms. So those stories, those biblical stories, really unpack a story for you beyond just the words on a page. And they give you a good visual mental picture to understand and give you a deeper meaning. Now, if you read a lot of biblical stories on the surface and you don't dig a little bit deeper, then maybe you won't get those hidden nuggets. But that's what Bible study does. That's what, iron sharpening iron does. That's what another brother that has wisdom and understanding brings. So she was doing all of that stuff, guys. And the problem was, though she was doing a lot of stuff, she neglected the most important thing. And sometimes you are called to be the hostess where you are making everything work and doing all of these things because that's the thing you're called to do at the moment. But sometimes I think within those busy times, we really miss what's even more important. Say if my mom visited me, I mean, she's in New Orleans. If she came to visit me here, if I just stopped and prepared, and say if she was here for 12 hours, and I took time to make her her favorite meal, and I spent 8 hours marinating, and I spent an hour, smoking it, or an hour and a half smoking it, and then an hour doing that, and then my physical time spent with my mother was about, say, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Would that have been a good use of that time?
Now, when you could probably put in a pizza in the oven and, or even takeout, or anything like that.
And see, that's the nail on the head right there, and it's because my mother, though she would have appreciated her favorite meal, she would have said, "Son, that is the lesser. I have not seen you in X amount of time. And now the 12 hours I have with you, you cooking the whole time. I haven't even gotten to say hello. I haven't even gotten to say hi. You know, maybe it would have been much better for us to eat a 38-cent bag of ramen noodles and talk for 11 and a half hours and sit there and be in each other's presence. So in this instance, Mary was doing the thing that was important. Yeah. Because though Martha was doing the thing that she thought she needed to do, it wasn't the most important.
I like what the message says about this. And we'll start from verse 41. The master said, Martha, dear Martha, you're fussing far too much and getting yourself worked up over nothing. The only one thing only is essential, and Mary has chosen it. It's the main course, and it won't be taken from her.
Right. And see, that's another thing about the text too. The text often uses things that make the picture more clear. So you're talking about food she's preparing. So what analogy is used?
Yeah.
A food analogy.
Yeah, exactly.
You know why? Because I think sometimes things are kind of hidden or veiled in a way. Because like the parables, right? The parables weren't for everybody to understand. Because if you want it to be surface level, then you know what? The parables really don't mean much. But if you want to dig and try to find the gold within, then you can dig and find plenty.
Oh, yeah.
You know, every time you read the parables, almost something else is being taught. The Bible, if you read a certain text, you can get 15 different meanings out of that text as you're studying, as you're understanding, and really as you're maturing in the Lord. So as you're getting better and getting more used and useful to the Lord, he obviously imparts more through the text. More. So you get more wisdom, more understanding. And the thing was, do you get that wisdom and understanding by being busy? Or do you get that wisdom and understanding by sitting at his feet?
It's like this. Growing up in the church, being a pastor, I've seen it time and time again. That one person who, no matter what's going on in the church, they're there helping. Some ways that's a good thing. But some ways you're worried about burnout.
Yeah.
And that's what Jesus was doing with Martha. It was like, Martha, Mary's here. She's resting. She's hanging out. You're stressing over this.
Yeah.
You're going to burn yourself out. Don't do that.
And I think even in the way he talked to her. Yeah. And see, this is the thing. Jesus had a way of cutting people when he needed to.
Yeah.
The Pharisees, he talked to them a different way. Because a lot of time there was such pride and arrogance there. See, there wasn't like, I'm genuinely trying to do something and I'm trying to do a right thing, but maybe I'm doing wrongly. So the woman at the well,